Hey guys, what's going on? Back with another video, and today we're going to be doing an Anthrax album tier list. Now, I have done, after this video is uploaded, I will have done all of the big four tier lists except for Slayer, so that'll probably be coming out next. If you want to see that, make sure to like the video and subscribe. So, yeah, Anthrax is a cool band. I enjoy their music. Most of it, at least. So yeah, we have 11 albums to rank. They just make good music. Uh, so I know a lot of people look at Anthrax as number four of like the worst band of the big four. I kind of can't argue with that, but at the same time, they're all good, so it's hard. But anyways, we're going to be getting into this right now. So let's start. If you don't know how a tier list works, we have D tier, which is the worst, and S tier, which is the best. I've done tons of videos on these, so you can go check them out. There'll be a card right here. You can click to watch one of those, and then, So, anyways, let's go ahead and get started with D tier. Now, I do certain tier lists different, but the way I do album tier lists is I go from D, C, B, A, and S. So let's start with D tier. First, I'm going to put my least favorite Anthrax album, which is Stomp 442. It's just kind of weak. I don't there's like 2 or 3 good songs on here, in my opinion, but the rest are just kind of dull, so it's definitely, in my opinion, the worst Anthrax album. Also in D tier, I know that a lot of people would probably have this like dead end at the last on the list, but we have Volume 8, The Threat Is Real. I enjoy it a bit more than Stomp 442. The song Crush is awesome. The first song of this album. There's some good tracks, but I understand people's arguments. This ain't a great album, but in my opinion, it's not as horrible as Stomp 442. So, yeah. We're going to go. I don't think there's any more for D tier. Nope. All right. So, going on to C tier. C tier. There we go. All right. So, this. Ooh, this is hard. All right. I'm going to go ahead and say this might make a few people mad, but I'm going to go with We've Come For You All. It's not a great album, in my opinion. I don't really enjoy it too much. As I said, for Volume 8 and Stomp 442, there's a few good songs on here, but other than that, it's just not perfect all the way through. And there are some Anthrax albums that are perfect all the way through. The ones that are going to go in like A, S, and even B are amazing Anthrax albums. So, We Come For You All just seems like a weak link compared to the rest of them, I think. Anyways, moving on from that, we're going to go with Sound of White Noise is also going to go in C tier. Kind of look at this one as and We've Come For You All, like kind of the same albums. Just I know their sound is a lot different, kind of, but they have about the same amount of bad and good songs on them. So that's kind of why I grouped them together there. I do not believe we have any more in C tier. Okay, we have one more. This might come to a surprise, but this is the album with the return of Joey Belladonna. I hope that's how you pronounce his name, but that is Worship Music. It's a cool album. Forgot when this came out, but there's some good songs on here. I do enjoy it more than these two albums, of course, but I ain't able to put it at B tier. It just ain't as good as the other 6 albums we have coming up next. So, personally, Worship Music is C tier. All right. Moving on to B tier. All right. Now this is one of, as I said, from B tier on, these are the enjoyable Anthrax albums all the way through. And we're going to start that off with their latest album. This is the newest one they've put out so far. This is 2016, For All Kings. I remember going and checking out this album, and it was pretty good. Um, there were some parts in the album got me a little bored, but they're just those songs that just brought everything right back, and it is for sure better than the other ones we've done so far. So B tier, we're going to start off with For All Kings. Ooh, all right. So all right, for B tier, also we're going to go with the first album, Fistful of Metal from 1984. I put it ahead of For All Kings because I know that the thing about Fistful of Metal, they haven't figured out the sound yet until their second album, which we'll get to soon. So this album, I do feel, I do find myself going back to more often than For All Kings. So that's going to be our B tier. For A tier, we have we're going to go ahead and start this off with State of Euphoria. A lot of people like this album, a lot of people don't. I don't really know anybody who would put this at S tier, but I don't know. It's a pretty good album. It's just kind of weak. I mean, even Anthrax himself said it felt like it was kind of rushed because they were just trying to hurry up and get a new album out. So yeah, really cool album. There are a lot of enjoyable songs on here, but the next three albums we have, much better in my opinion. But one of those albums are going to end up in A tier. That is Persistence of Time, which as of this year has hit 30 years, I believe. Yeah, 30. All right. So, yeah, pretty decent album. Better than State of Euphoria, but not as good as these next two. So, let's move on to S tier. Okay, so my opinion has changed. If you would have asked me this around 3 months ago, around that time, my answer of my favorite Anthrax album would have been different from what it is now. So we're going to go ahead and go with second place, Spreading the Disease. This used to be my favorite Anthrax album. I used to listen to this album constantly, but as time has passed, I've recently, this Among the Living has kind of taken over my number one spot. I mean, how could you not love Among the Living? It's got Caught in a Mosh, Indians, tons of classic tracks on here. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, Spreading the Disease is also awesome. It's got AIR, Madhouse, tons of good ones, but, you know, I just got to go with Among the Living as my favorite. It's kind of changed a bit, as I've already said, so. Yeah, this is my Anthrax album tier list. Let me know how wrong I am in the comments or how right I am. You know, if you agree, disagree. You can go ahead and put yours in the comments below, so your rankings. And don't forget to like and subscribe for and that will be it for this video. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed. See you guys in the next one. By the way, if you guys want, you can comment down below some tier lists for me to do. So, yeah.